Next layer is retina. So let's look at the eyeball wall again. The outer layer is sclera, then we have the red one here, choroid, and inner, here is choroid, and inner layer is retina. Retina itself is divided into the outer layer called pigmented and inner layer called neural because it's made of nervous cells. When light enters the eye, it goes first to the outer layer, right here, it goes to the outer layer, pigmented, and it's reflected from that layer, and it goes onto the neural layer. First light goes onto the photoreceptor cells, two types of them, rods and cones. Rods and cones can transfer light energy into electrical signals, action potentials, and then action potentials are carried onto the second cells, bipolar, and then ganglion cells. And ganglion cells' axons turn into optic nerves. So here they are. All of the ganglion cells' axons are collected together in one place, which is called optic disc. That's where optic nerve starts. All of those axons of ganglion cells. And because in that place there are no photoreceptor cells, no rods, no cones, we are not seeing with this place. It's called blind spot. Two types of photoreceptors, please know there are differences. Rods are for dim light and cones are for bright light. Rods provide black and white vision, peripheral vision on the sides. Cones provide color vision and its high acuity vision in the center right here. So the difference in location. Rods on outside and cones are in the center. In the center there is a structure called macula, and in the center of the macula there is another structure, fovea centralis. That's where most of the cones are located. Okay, so all the inner portion of the eye is divided by a lens into posterior cavity, which is filled with vitreous humor. Vitreous humor is a gel-like structure that is transparent and it holds the retina attached to the eye wall. Right here, frontal portion, anterior cavity, is also divided into two portions, anterior and posterior chambers. So between cornea and iris, that would be anterior chamber. Between iris and lens there will be narrow posterior chamber. In the anterior cavity in both chambers there will be aqueous humor. There are no blood vessels here, and those structures like cornea, iris, and lens, they still need their wastes to be removed. They need oxygen, they need nutrients. So ciliary bodies produce aqueous humor, which goes through their pupil into the anterior chamber and then goes to the canal of Schlemm or venous sinus. That's where that fluid, aqueous humor, is absorbed. And while it's going all over the lens, through the pupil, into anterior portion, it gives nutrients and oxygen to the lens, iris, and cornea. Sometimes canal of Schlemm becomes narrow for some reason or even blocked. That condition is called glaucoma. When fluid cannot be absorbed right here, it is building inside, increases the pressure. Pressure starts pushing vitreous humor back. Vitreous humor presses on the retina and it can cause damage of the retina or optic nerve. The worst part about glaucoma is that we cannot feel it. There is no pain in this condition. Please watch this video on YouTube. It's called Development of Glaucoma Animation. Open angle versus angle closure glaucoma. You can copy and paste this link if you go to their PowerPoint presentation. Now our lens. Our lens is a structure made of proteins. It's biconvex, transparent, flexible, elastic, and avascular, which means there are no blood vessels in it. Light goes through it, and lens allows precise focusing of light on the retina. With age, it becomes less elastic and denser, and sometimes it becomes cloudy, which is called cataract. What can cause cataract? Diabetes, heavy smoking for years, frequent exposure to intense sunlight, and simply aging. Now let's talk about light. Our eyes respond to visible light. All light rays vary from cosmic rays, gamma rays, X-rays, ultraviolet radiation, radar, TV rays, and only small portion of it is visible spectrum. That's the only one that we can see. Light going through different mediums can bend. When it's going through the air, we see it in one way. When it goes through the water, it bends. That bending of a light ray, when it goes from one transparent medium to another, is called refraction, and our eyes are capable to refraction. So, whenever we are looking at something or somebody, those light rays first go through our cornea into the eye. Then they go through the lens, pupil and lens, and in the lens they cross. And when they are going to the retina, image right there is formed upside down and reversed right to left. That's how we see things. And only much later, when electrical signals go to the brain, our brain turns things upside down and left to the right again.